Hey everybody, it's Dr. Dan again, doing a quick preview of the Mastermind meeting coming up September 7th, 8th, and 9th. I know some of you are coming in for the special one day, which would be great. So looking forward to that. For those of you not coming in for the special one day, we will see you on Thursday and Friday. For those of you new to Mastermind, this webinar is probably mostly for you, but even if you are a year-long veteran and you want to maximize your meeting, I'm going to give you some tips. So some of these tips come from masterminds that I've been in the past. Some of these tips come from me coaching masterminds and just seeing what are things you really, really need to know. So I don't have any fancy PowerPoint for you, but I'm going to show you some things in the Facebook group that you should have done prior to attending your first meeting. So if you haven't done them yet, I'm going to show you exactly where they are. So in a nutshell, the three simplest things that you can be thinking about right now are: who do I need to meet? Who's someone I really want to make a connection with? There are probably people in the mastermind group that have more value to your business than others. That doesn't mean you shouldn't meet everyone, but I have learned here's a mistake you can make, right? There's 15 potential people that you can build relationships with, and let's be honest, you have 2 days. You're going to get to have lunch each day. We're going to go out to dinner Thursday night, and it's possible you might be able to schedule some breakfast meetings. It's pretty hard for you to build relationships with 15 people in 2 days. You can probably make strong connections with maybe 3 or 4. And so I want you to be thinking about who is going to bring the most value to you that you want to make sure you have breakfast with one day. You want to make sure you sit with at lunch. You want to make sure you have an opportunity to get to know better. And so that's a really key thing that I think is really important. So you want to make sure you've given some thought to that. And so the Facebook group can help. Obviously, you can do a little research on each other. That I think is a really key thing. The other two things that I think are really important is you need to come into Mastermind and mentorship with really two mindset things. One is that you're open to being stretched, challenged, and even changed. And then two is that you're really sort of aware of where you're at right now. And so it's really difficult for me to coach you and for people to teach you if you come in thinking your business is unique and all your problems can't be solved. So it's really important that you come in with an attitude of, I'm going to try to learn everything I can that can help improve my business, be coached, be taught, and realize that there are other people that have ideas that may help your business. The other thing too is to just really have a sort of a take stock moment and a sense of where am I in my business? Where am I right now? Where's my mindset? Where's my overall attitude? Where's my passion? Sort of take stock of that. So there's not really prep material you need to do prior to the mastermind. It's not like we expect you to show up with homework done. But there are a lot of things that are really helpful for you to show up knowing and having that information. It's a lot easier for me to coach you through your email list if you have real numbers on your email list, as opposed to, well, I think I have about 500 to 1,000 people on my email list and you don't even know. So we're going to talk a little bit about knowing your numbers. But I'm going to show my screen now. So I think that means I'm going to go away, so you won't have to look at me anymore. So you now can see the FAI Mastermind Facebook group, and if you have not been in here much, I encourage you to get in here, if for no other reason than to just see what some other members are posting. Lisa just shared a great 9 autoresponder email series on the Ageless Fitness ebook. You need to put that in place in your business if you haven't already. And if you're saying, I'm not sure how to do that, then we'll make sure we teach you that at the mastermind. That's one of the things we'll go over. But you could start that process if you already know how. So when you click on the Files tab, there are all sorts of files here. Now, I don't expect that you have looked through all of these if you're new to Mastermind. I don't even expect that you've looked through all of these if you're old to Mastermind, honestly. So not necessarily all of these apply to you. But if you are looking for some information on Thumbtack, there's some information here. If you're looking for my price sheets, if you're looking for postcards I've done, brochures I've done, my membership agreement, a past newsletter. If you're looking for the personality factor, we did a personality factor on sales. That's here as well. So there's a lot of documents here. If you need a new health history form or a PAR-Q walk-in form, that's here as well. So there's quite a few things. I think Dina posted a marketing plan that she had for 60 to 90 days. I would encourage you to take a look at that, because we're going to work through a 60 to 90 day marketing plan at Mastermind. If you've seen one before, that certainly will help you. So there's a lot of material here that I would encourage you to take a peek at, but don't feel like you have to look at every file. I would encourage you to take a look at the Ageless Fitness ebook that we've put in here for you to use. That's a great giveaway. We've got a what to expect when you start training sheet, which is just a simple touch for when somebody starts training with you and they walk out the door before their first training session. What do you put in their hand? And so here's a simple what to expect when you start training sheet. So anyway, there's a lot of great material in here. And if you show up to Mastermind and you start asking for some basic things like, hey, Dan, can I see your health history sheet? Then everybody in the room kind of knows you haven't bothered to look in the Facebook group. So in the Facebook group, there are a ton of files for you. Now, here's the required piece that I've actually told many of you to do, and I've strongly suggested it to required it. In the Photos tab, and I'm going to go through this slowly. In the Photos tab, there are a bunch of photos. So there's Jamie's posted a bunch of her grand opening stuff. There's all kinds of pictures and fun stuff. Most of this is fun stuff. You know, we post photos in here. Cool. Okay. Under videos, there are just a handful of videos. This one right here, this 21-minute presentation where I go through a sales presentation, I really would like for you to watch that before you come to the Mastermind meeting. So if you do nothing else, watch this video here. I think you could download it so you could put it on an iPad or a player to watch on your flight. It's 20 minutes. It's not long. So that's required. Strongly suggested. I'd like to see you take a look at that video before you come to Mastermind. Okay. So a couple other tips, and then I'm just going to open it up to questions. I got about 10 more minutes of content I want to talk about. So for those of you that are brand new to Mastermind, what does a Mastermind meeting consist of? Well, the fall meeting, typically we have a bonus day, and many of you that are new are coming for bonus day on Wednesday, and that's at my training facility, which is a lot of fun, and it's a little bit more organic, and we sort of see what happens. But we pretty much run a 9 a.m. To 5 p.m. day, and so we'll start at 9 a.m. at my facility, and I always tell people it's totally optional. It's totally allowed, totally welcome for you to come at 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m., 7 a.m. You can come as early as you want. So if you want to watch my trainers in action, you want to see how do we train 6 clients in a small group and have 3 one-on-ones going on at the same time, and how do we manage that, you're welcome to come as early as you want. We'll formally start at 9 a.m. and from about 9 to 10 we'll observe the facility in action. I want you to see some of our small group training sessions in action. I just want you to basically be a fly on the wall for about an hour, hour and a half. And then we'll do a kind of a formal tour of the facility. We'll kind of walk through it room by room in terms of why did we lay it out this way, and the locker rooms and offices and just all of that, right? Why did we purchase this equipment? We'll kind of break that down. And then from there we'll leave my facility. You're welcome to come back later in the evening if you want to get a tape measure out and measure certain things. That's totally fine. The place is yours to check out. So we'll spend a couple hours observing it in action, and then we'll leave. We're going to go to a hotel about 5 minutes away, and we're going to break down the whole business model in a conference room there. We'll break for lunch. I know some of you are already wondering when's lunch. So we'll break for lunch. Lunch is on us. We provide that. And we'll basically spend the rest of the morning kind of debriefing. Hey, what did you see? What did you have questions on? What did you think about this? And then the whole afternoon, we basically break our business model down. So we go over our health history forms, our membership agreements, our sales process. Basically, you can take our entire business model. We'll give you the entire thing. And usually what I tell people is take the pieces you really like and leave the rest. And we're not franchising, so it's all yours to have. We're a total open book. There's nothing I'm going to hold back from you. So ask any question you want. I do just ask that you refrain from asking some questions in front of clients. So make notes, take notes. If there's something you want to ask, I just appreciate that you ask that once we leave the facility. So if a trainer does a certain exercise and you're wondering, why is that trainer doing that? Don't ask it to the trainer in front of the client right at that moment. We can answer those later. So if you want to ask questions on pricing, marketing, Facebook, any of those sorts of things, let's just keep all those to after we leave the facility. So my clients know you're coming. You guys are a really big deal, that there are people coming from, I always tell them, North America, since we got Canada and U.S. and really all parts of the country. So that's kind of a cool thing. They like having visitors. They're certainly happy to talk to you, ask them, interview them, get their stories. I would encourage you to bring a flip cam or have your iPhone handy. Film a quick video with one of my clients. That's totally cool. I have no problem with that. You can use it for promotional material back with your clients. Say, hey, I'm at Functional Agent Institute headquarters where their training facility is in Indiana, and just taking a quick video with Lance or Nancy or whoever you happen to grab. That's totally cool. You're welcome to do that. So so that's a fun day. Basically the afternoon, you get to ask me all the questions, ins and outs of my business, and again, you get the whole business model. We will be done by 5, and we may even be done by 4:30, and then from there, basically most of you will probably head to Indianapolis for the night, and we'll meet up again in the morning on Thursday. And so now, what does Thursday and Friday look like, and how can you be most prepared for the 2-day mentorship mastermind meeting? So Thursday, we will start at 9 o'clock, and we will go until 4:30 or 5, just depending. Thursday is teaching day. So day 1 typically is teaching day. And so we're going to teach on a variety of concepts. And so I'm going to be walking through some email marketing sequences. We're going to talk about some goal setting for your business, some mindset strategies. Nicole Gephardt is going to pop in, and she's going to give you 2 done-for-you marketing systems that you can put in place immediately. I believe both of which will run on autopilot. So her and I like to put in marketing systems that just once you do the work and put them in place, they just run. And so she's going to teach you that, and she's got a marketing workshop binder she's going to bring for you. So you're going to get all the materials for that, and we're going to work through 2 marketing systems that you can put in place to be working for you right away. And then in the afternoon, again, we'll have lunch. Lunch will be provided. Typically we do buffet hotel style lunches, so there's usually way more food than you can ever possibly eat. And by the way, if you're staying at the Sheraton, which I think most of you are, if you're staying at the Sheraton has upgraded everyone in the FAI group to the club access, so you get club lounge privileges, and there is breakfast provided by the hotel and the club lounge, so just be aware of that. So we're not doing a formal breakfast together, but I encourage some of you to meet for breakfast. I encourage you to get together for breakfast, go work out in the morning, whatever it is you want to do, and then we will start at 9 o'clock on Thursday. We should be done by 4:30 or 5, and then we will go out to dinner Thursday night. That's to be announced, probably 6 or 6:30, and it'll be at a restaurant walking distance from the Sheraton. Haven't decided yet if we're going to go back to the same restaurant we went to last year, or if we're going to venture out to a different place, but that's to be announced. So we normally do dinner one of the nights, so it just kind of depends. Depends on which night, but this year we're doing dinner Thursday night. Again, that's an opportunity for you to network. It's an opportunity to get to know other mastermind members, because that's of real value, and that's one of the big reasons we do it. So besides just getting out and having some fun together. So sometimes some of you then spontaneously organize outings, fun, good times. That's great. Things we've done in the past, we went to a baseball game in Arizona. That was a lot of fun. Last year, I know in Indianapolis, Many of you went duck pin bowling, which is like old-fashioned bowling from the early 1900s. That's an option again this year. So, so plan on potentially Thursday night after dinner going out having a good time. The one thing that I always found is good advice from other masterminds that I was in is this is not a vacation for you. In fact, this is probably the 2 most important days for your business all year. So don't treat this as an opportunity to drink as much as you can and sleep in and have as much fun as you possibly can, because you should be learning and focused on your business. So, so really the one tip that I read from some other masterminds was, don't get so drunk that you're not even at the second day of the mastermind. So have a good time, relax, enjoy yourself, but don't overdo it. So you want to make sure day 2 is productive. So I have seen some mastermind people have way too much fun in past meetings. So that's your word of caution. The second day on Friday is really hot seat day. And so that's the day you really need to come with your business numbers. And so on Thursday, when we start out in the morning, I'm going to really ask you to think about where your business is at. And on Friday morning, I'm going to expect you to walk in and you're going to know how many clients you have. You're going to know how many one-on-one clients, how many small group training clients, how many boot camp clients, how many large group, how many different categories of clients you have, whether they're in a Tai Chi group or a Pilates group or, a stand on 1 foot group, that you have those numbers and you know them. Because it's really hard for me to know if you should be trying to add 20 clients or 2 clients or 100 clients if you don't know your numbers. And then when we break down those numbers, we want to know some specific things like, okay, so how many people are on your email list and in what category? Clients, former clients, prospects. How many prospects are in different categories? Your prospects should be in anywhere from 3 to 10 categories. I showed you my email list earlier this week, and I have several prospect categories. Facebook following, Twitter, YouTube subscribers. Know your numbers so we can coach you through those things. So on Friday, I really stress for people that are new, if you're brand new, we're not going to have you go first. So we'll have one of our veterans go first. But basically, you're going to get about 30 minutes in the hot seat where the entire room is focused on your business. We're going to hear where you're at, and then we're going to give you some simple strategies to attack where you need to get to. Now, simple doesn't mean easy. So it might be you need to do this one thing. And sometimes people come to Mastermind and they're like, well, gee, I only really got one idea. Well, that one idea might take you 3 months to get completely done. So don't think that just because you only get 1 or 2 ideas that you haven't gotten a tremendous amount of work to do to move your business forward. So, so it's really important while other people are being coached that you take notes. Because it's very possible that the tip I give to Lisa or JC or Dina or Shelly might be the tip that you need, and you might go, that's what I need to do in my business. So you need to be writing that down and listening. In fact, if you really listen when I coach Lisa and Shelly and Dina and JC, by the time I get to you, you may say, well, I already have 4 ideas I know I need to do in my business, so I'm going to just follow the plan you laid out for Dina. And that's perfectly fine. The one advantage of going last in the day is that most businesses have already been coached on the things that your business needs to do as well. So keep that in mind. So, so coaching day, again, it's 30 minutes. Basically, you're on the hot seat. The one tip I really stress for most of you is try to be concise and try to leave out the story. So I don't want to ever come off as a coach as someone who doesn't care about your story or isn't interested in the backstory or the emotional. But you only have 30 minutes. So if you spend 15 minutes telling us, telling us about your passion, your history in the business, your background, why you only have 17 clients because of, your mom or, like none of those things really help the room dramatically learn about your business and where you need to go. So really keep it to the important, pertinent details and try to be as concise as possible so we can focus in on where you're at. So if you got divorced last year and that ripped your business apart, then that's an important detail we probably need to know. but there are a lot of things we don't need to know, right? Like we don't necessarily need to know what street you're located on in your particular neighborhood and that your carpet color is tan, right? I mean, there are a lot of details that sometimes people want to share that just aren't that important. So so try to stick to the details because we want to spend focused time coaching your business. And then it's really important that you listen, and we give other people in the room opportunities to coach you as well. And so I will usually give you several key coaching points, but then we may want to hear what Lisa has to say and what she thinks is going to work based on what's worked in her business. There may be some other people in the room that have some insights. And one of the big breakthroughs that I'm expecting for some of you is for you to really be challenged with the fact that you are coming to this meeting believing that certain things don't work for your business. You might think, well, email marketing doesn't work for me, or Facebook marketing doesn't work for me, or referrals don't work. My clients don't refer. In fact, last year, I think Lisa said, my clients just aren't referring. And so there are certain things you come to the meeting believing, and you're going to start to hear things in the room that make you challenge that belief, and that's going to be frustrating, and that's going to be a struggle, and that's part of it. And that's something you need to be open to and realize that as a group, we're trying to stretch each other. Doesn't mean that everything that works for Shelley in Saskatoon is going to work for Lisa in Corpus Christi and vice versa, but we're all going to learn from each other. So those are the main tips on kind of approaching your first mentorship meeting. I will tell you they can be 2 very long days because you get a lot of material in a short amount of time, and it's very hyper-focused material. And so I will tell you, this is not like attending a 2-day conference where speakers speak on, how to stretch an older client, or maybe how to do Facebook marketing, or, how to do a video. I mean, we're going to spend focused time and attention on things your business needs to improve on. And then we're going to spend focused time and attention on some marketing systems that you need to implement. And it's going to be very focused, and you're going to leave with a lot of content. But if I were to boil it down to its simplest, you want to walk away with 1 to at most 3 things that you can begin to implement in your business right away that are going to significantly move it forward. The goal of the mentorship is to get you to start focusing on the things that move your business forward in big ways and get you to stop spending time on the things that do not. And so you don't have to walk away with a list of 17 ideas because you can't implement 17 ideas before the next mastermind in January. The question is going to be, what are the 2 things that you can get done and implement that are going to significantly move your business forward so that when you show up in January in San Diego, it's time to celebrate because your business has dramatically changed. So that's all I've got for you. I'm really looking forward for many of you to come to your first mentorship and for some of you to visit my facility for the very first time. Anybody have any questions? A couple of you on live here right now. Holly, Jackie, Lisa, any of you have any questions? Nobody's posted in the chat box or the question box, so I must have covered everything. I'll give them just a few more minutes. Jackie, Holly, here we go. Jackie, so just total client numbers, not necessarily fees. The more numbers you have, Jackie, the better I can help you. So yeah, we will absolutely ask you what you're charging your clients because that's a key thing. We all would love to run a business that has 5 clients, and each client pays us $200,000 to $300,000 a year. But obviously that's not what you're going to have. But so the price structure, one-on-one clients, for example, at my facility pay $400 to $500 a month. Small group clients pay $150 to $250 a month. Group fitness or boot camp might pay a little bit less. So that helps break down, okay, you have 10 clients paying this, 10 clients paying that. So yeah, that helps. So we'll work on your pricing, Jackie, and if you're not in a comfortable place, I would grab our price sheet out of the Facebook group and start to study that, take a look at that. Holly, do you have a list of who is coming? I do have a list of who is coming. That's a great question. I will have Celia post that in the Facebook group. We did a roll call at one point in the Facebook group, and we didn't get very many of you responding. So Celia wound up emailing you out, and we contacted the hotel. So just about everyone in the Facebook group is attending. And so as I jump to the Facebook group, and I think you guys can still see, I believe you guys can still see the Facebook group. I think just about everybody is attending. Marcia is the one I heard is not attending. Terry's attending. Lisa, JC, Bev, Diane, Matt is coming from Canada, as well as Shelly. Beth is coming. Dina is coming. MJ is coming. Jamie is coming. Holly is coming. So just about everybody. There are some people in here that are members that are not attending. Celia, I don't believe, is attending. She's my assistant. Kyle is a trainer of mine at Miracles Fitness. He is not attending. Debbie, some of the people in the group, like Juan works for Lisa. Juan, I think you're attending. Debbie works for Dina. I don't believe Debbie's attending. So there's some people in here that are associates of Mastermind members. So, but Holly, that's great. We'll get a list out in the Facebook group of exactly who's attending. I'll have Celia post that here in just a few minutes. Any other questions? So one person I really want you to connect with, Holly, is Marcia, and unfortunately Marcia is not coming. I was really disappointed to hear that because I think she's going to be a real value add for you in terms of what you're doing. So that's great. Glad you spoke with her on the phone this morning. Diane may also be a help to you, as she is also developing an online Tai Chi program. So you guys should definitely connect. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing everyone next week. If you guys have any questions about details, meeting room, like I don't know exactly what conference room they're putting us in the Sheraton yet. I don't think they've even told us. They tend to wait till a day or two before based on our group size, and they put us in a conference room. So Celia will post that in the Facebook group and email that out to you so you know. The hotel will also have it posted. So we usually meet in a conference room for about 25 or 30 people, a little bigger than we need. I think there's about 16 or 17 total coming. So, yeah, hope you all have a great weekend and look forward to seeing you next week. If you need any logistics details, addresses, where do I go, any of that sort of stuff, reach out to me or Celia. Shoot us an email and we will get that to you. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next week.